Number one, the injustice that has been meted on the people of Nairobi is historical and colonial in nature. If you look at the 1928 master plan of this city, the colonialists took higher areas and moved what they called a green buffer zone, where the rivers are. The middle areas were given to Kenyans of Asian origin. That is the Parklands, the Hurlinghams, Kilimanis, etc. Which is why when there's a flood, who is affected? Kibera, Mathare, Mukuru, because of that nature of how they put it. You never hear people, people have died in Muthaiga, or people have died in Parklands. There's a history that needs to be reversed. Because that narrative, remember Nairobi was named after the river. It's about the rivers. Nairobi River, Enkari Nairobi, Mathare River, and Ngong River, all spanning 27 kilometers. Chair, we lost 42 people and more property. That is what displaced people from that corridor. People are not evicted. Once that displacement happened, the ACCs and DCCs ensured no one returns to those areas. It's good to understand what happened. Chair, please allow me.
Just a moment, Governor. You know you are contradicting your answers. Initially you said...
I've said there's no eviction.
The county was not involved in eviction.
There was no eviction, it was displacement.
The eviction was done by somebody else. That's what you
So what happens, Chair, please listen to me.
Yes.
The prevention of people going back to that corridor is what you're calling eviction. Because it was secured. And it remains secured. If tomorrow somebody goes there and sets up a church or builds structures on the riparian, they will be removed. And that is happening through the multi-agency. Chair, we will not have more lives lost on these rivers in Nairobi. Whether it is because of public participation or because we feel we will not allow it. We must change that narrative.
Oh. Yes, Chair,
Chair, we will not allow people back to that corridor because it endangers their lives. And that's what we must protect. Right now, Chair, we're constructing a 54-kilometer trunk sewer along Nairobi River, both sides, 1.8 meters by 2 meters, to secure sanitation for the next 50 years of Nairobi. Remember, these rivers, they confluence at Njiru, at just past Dandora, where you have Dandora Falls, where the Mamao started in 1952. They all move together to form Athi River to go towards Thwake Dam. Thwake has been provided for lower eastern, going to the coast. We don't want poison there, because that is what we're providing. So, Chair, the successive injustices from 1928 master plan, 1948 master plan, moving forward, and my planning chief officer can explain further, will not be repeated. If we can engage the people better, we will do it. If it means us, and we will share the evidence of what we did, including, we used art. Chair, in Mathare, I'll give you an example. The older people were reminding young people how there used to be fish. And then people say there's no way they can be fish in this mark. And we engage them even in painting and showing photos. I remember growing up in this city, just down the road here, we used to fish, So, Chair, we will restore the river. We must do it in a humane way. It is in the best interest of this city and of this country, as I have explained, of Kitui, Machakos, and all of the other counties down the, down the line, to have a clean Nairobi River and the other tributaries. Engaging the people better must be done. I agree. You can't expect everyone to send emails. That is true, Senator and Chair. That is why we posted them at the ward offices. If the ward office in Korogosho was not as engaging, that is something that we should look at. Chair, this period of discussion and public participation is not finite. Because even the associated infrastructure that we're talking about, apart from the, the trunk sewers, the affordable housing, the linear markets, the walkway, remember I illustrated to you here, Chair, Nairobi is the only city where people hide the river. All the cities you have been to as senators, the river is the place you want to be. To restaurants, it is the frontage, whether it is the Thames River in London, whether it is the Danube, and all these cities. Chair, the plan that is there, that will be concluded on January 2027, because that is when it is going to be done, the contractors are on site, will transform that narrative for our city. So, Chair, I would really benefit if your committee can tell us how we can then better engage the people, how it can be fair. There needs to be a feeling of fairness. The people downstream feel that they're the only ones who have been prevented from being next to the river, while the people now, upstream in the more affluent areas are being allowed to be close to the river. And I've explained there must be fairness, whether it is Kilimani, Lavington, Kileleshwa, and that is easier. That is even politically, it is easier. It is fewer people. So, Chair, where we've made omissions in terms of inadequate participation, I will admit, and we will do better. Where we've done it, I will provide evidence, but we are not moving back on the issue of sorting out that injustice on the rivers or sorting out, the three rivers. Nairobi River and Madare has been contracted. We're now going to contract Ngong. Ngong River is the most polluted river in Africa. We're not proud of it, but it's been like that for many years. So we're grateful that the national government is working with us on it. We're very grateful because the cost alone on the one river is 60 billion. You give us 20 billion a year. 60 billion is the cost for one of those lines for 27 kilometers.
Chair,
Chair, that is the
order. On a point of order, Chair.
We have to make progress.
Yeah, that is exactly what I wanted to say, Chair, that no one here is opposed to cleaning the rivers. Nobody is opposed to the river in Nairobi looking like the Thames.
Then let's hear the Nairobi.
But the governor has come close to admitting something that we want you to admit. Governor, we've been in this process with you before. I want to give you the example of our experience in the housing committee with your friends in Woodley.
Yes.
If you know that there are issues that are still not, ironed out with the residents, why don't we just accept that there is inadequacy somewhere? You will share with the committee.
Chair.
Chair, can the governor just switch off his mic for me?
Just listen to him, Governor. Let's listen to
him. We have been through similar processes, Governor, and when you sit there and you tell me that there are no inhumane evictions, you know you are lying. Because if, just a minute.
Why are you making it a dialogue between the two of you?
That's what I'm saying. Chairman, I'm speaking to you.
Yes.
When the governor says there are no inhumane evictions, and your committee is coming to Ngara, you'll also visit Woodley, you will see what is going on there. But as a county, as an entity, we can accept when there are shortcomings and shortfalls and say, we want to sit with the residents of Korogosho, as you did with the residents of Woodley, to restart that conversation and make sure that there is proper involvement and representation of their voices. The people you have spoken to, the ones who are upstream, I would think, Governor, those are the ones you ask to send emails. Because many of them are even, they have Wi-Fi and they're working. Just a minute. Let me just conclude.
No, Sifuna, we are running short of time because the chamber will be used in the afternoon.
This is a very, just one point. Yeah, the people in places like Korogosho and Madare, those ones are the ones you set up a tent for public participation. You go to the ground. In Lavington and Parklands, if you give them an email address, I'm sure it will work for them. That is why if you look at that law that I've referred you to, there are various modes that you can employ depending on the situation on the ground. So I'm happy that he's saying if there are inadequacies, and I'm sure there are inadequacies. That's why that gentleman is here, Governor. Let us do right by people. Nobody is opposed to cleaning the river.
Chair, also, allow me, and I don't want us to get into a back and forth. It's not good to characterize the people of Korogosho as those who cannot send emails. They can. But we can use more methods. When you say only the Parklands and Lavington ones should send emails, and no, let's not characterize them.
I said the most effective way depends on the circumstances of the people.
There are more effective ways. Chair, we will show what has been done, and we will resolve those inadequacies. Chair, you cannot. No. First of all, the consultations on this issue will never end. Not everyone will always agree 100%.
Somebody is evicted, he'll never be consulted again because he'll move away and maybe go back to
Chair, please let us remove the name eviction. The county has not evicted anybody.
Then let's hear now the Nairobi rivers who have been accused of eviction.